described as unacceptable.
I am happy to announce that the government, World Health Organization, and other donors have sent down the following logistics to help combat meningitis in the region. 1. 7,500 vials of ceftriaxone. 2. 1,100 infusions. 3. 5 packs of Pastorex. 540 vials of ceftriaxone from philanthropists. I am therefore assuring you that there are enough drugs to help manage and test meningitis cases.
The press conference comes amid growing criticism of the region's handling of the COVID-19 pandemic, labeling the leadership as not proactive in release of results of new cases. He explained that it is not a dereliction of duty, as many of the criticisms suggested.
I wish to explain that due to the exigency of the situation now, sample results are announced at the national level by the National Coordination Team through the Ministry of Information press briefing.
Dr. Binsali then turned his attention to the new 6 confirmed COVID-19 cases in the region.
Of the 6 new confirmed cases, 5 of them returned to Ghana over 3 weeks ago from South Africa, Nigeria, United Kingdom, Germany, and Australia. In other words, they entered the country before our borders were closed to persons traveling from other countries. The 6th person is an indigenous one. The person returned from the western region of Ghana to the upper west region. Therefore, as of 12 April 2020, these new cases have shot up upper west regional figures as follows. Total confirmed cases 7. Total number of deaths 0. Total number of suspected cases 56. Total number of sample collected 33. Quarantine travelers 2. Number of travelers screened 2,731. Travelers on manifest 14.
He also spoke about the first case that was confirmed in the region on March 27 and the stigma attached to persons with the disease.
The first confirmed case is responding positively to treatment. The new cases are also being managed by the health authorities, and none is in critical condition as at now.
Reporting for Daily News, Rafik Salam. Wow.
Now, over 100 casual workers of the Tamale Central Hospital in the northern region who were sacked about 3 days ago are demanding the removal of the medical superintendent and administrator of the hospital, who they accuse of collapsing the facility. The group alleged that they were sacked because they had met to deliberate on how the hospital was collapsing.
Addressing the media at the Tamale Central Hospital, where they presented a petition on their grievance, leader of the group, Husseini Mohammed Mutala, said services at the hospital has deteriorated to the extent that nurses have no gloves to wear, leading to the reduction of clientele.
Since this management took over, the medical superintendent and the administrator, we've not seen any kind of improvement or whatsoever in the hospital with regards to infrastructure, with regards to taking care, well care of the staff. And currently, the hospital is going through crisis. If you look at all the wards, there are no clients in the ward. No one is there. Why? Because the management, they are not taking appropriate decisions to allow the clients to come to the hospital. So for this reason, the clients are also going back. Like, there are no medical supplies in the hospital. Yes. Nurses have refused to work. Yes. Nurses are not working because the hospital have refused to provide them with PPEs. So when we approach them, they say there's no money. But we realize that insurance have been paid.
Now, Martina has been speaking with the hospital authorities on the demands of the sacked workers and joins us with more. Martina, what have the hospital authorities been saying?
We spoke to the hospital, the medical superintendent of the hospital, Mahama Mbehura, and he has denied all the allegations. He said that they used to have about 300 patients at the OPD, but currently they are getting about just 20 people, and that is because of the COVID-19 pandemic. People are not turning out for hospital service, and that means that they would have to downsize to ensure that they are able to cope up. He says that if it was outright sacked, they would have sacked the entire staff, but they have had to reduce the numbers. Citing an example of the records, he says they have up to 8 people, but currently they have just about 2 people. It doesn't make sense to keep all the 8 people when at a point you have just 3 people who need their records checked. Those are some of the things he mentioned.
Now, Martina, did he explain if these persons will have the opportunity to reapply to the hospital, or they would even have to continue their employment after the COVID-19 crisis is over?
He says that it is because of the COVID-19, and so they have the opportunity. All he said was that it is because of this pandemic, and so when it's over, there are possible means that they could get back. So all they needed to do was just be patient with the hospital while they ensure that they bring out things that would help the hospital run until the pandemic is over.
So who are those who started the narrative, Martina, that these 100 people were let go because they were collapsing the hospital?
It is not they who are collapsing the hospital, but they are alleging that they met because since the new management took over, the hospital has been collapsing. They are not putting in appropriate strategies to run the hospital, to improve the services, to improve infrastructure and the welfare of the staff. All they have done is mismanage the hospital, and so it has gotten to a stage where people are not patronizing the services because the services are poor.
Thank you very much, Martina Bugri, for joining us with that update. Now, 3 people have been found dead under mysterious circumstances in Kumasi, prompting public anxiety and speculation over the cause. Sources say all the incidents occurred yesterday in different parts of the city. Love FM's Erastus Asaridonko joins us live with more. Now, Erastus, what have these persons been identified, and where are they now?
Well, they have been identified, but their identities are not being disclosed by health professionals at the moment. Likewise, the locations where the bodies were found, we are told, should also be kept under wraps for now, because authorities are taking samples and they are trying to test to find out or to confirm coronavirus or otherwise before some information will be delivered to the media. But I can tell you that the bodies were found in 3 different locations in Kumasi, all yesterday, close to the afternoon, and the environmental officers went in, took the bodies, disinfected the bodies before they were put in body bags. This morning, some disinfection exercise are also going on in these areas to ensure that when the tests come in positive, they would have prevented the spread of the virus if it turns positive.
So tell us about the circumstances under which the bodies were found. Were they wounded? I mean, what is strange about it?
Well, the residents tell us from those locations that these were people who were about 3 days ago very active and were showing, no signs that they were sick or otherwise, and suddenly they were found dead. One particular location, this gentleman, they said, looked very healthy, but started showing some other signs, including coughing, before finally they were found dead the following day. And so it has given rise to speculation as to whether they died of coronavirus or not. But samples have been taken, like I said, and tests are being done currently. Until the tests come, they are suspected cases at the moment. Any word from the police? No, we are not getting any information at all from the regional COVID team or the Metro COVID team, except for them to say that they want to keep these things under wraps until the confirmation come before they will make any pronouncement. Thank you, Erastus, for those updates. Thanks for staying with us. Now, 39 Burkinabés and 2 Ghanaians who entered into Ghana from La Côte d'Ivoire through unapproved routes at Sampa in the Bono region have been intercepted at Babile in the Lora municipality of the Upper West region. They were on their way to Burkina Faso when they were intercepted at the Babile inland border. Now, the Upper West commander of the Ghana Immigration Service, ACI Peter Nkrumah, said they were interrogated, screened, and will be sent back to Sampa for them to be repatriated to La Côte d'Ivoire. Joy News' Upper West correspondent Rafiq Salam has the rest of the story.
According to Assistant Commissioner of Immigration Peter Nkrumah, the 41 persons, 39 of whom are Burkinabés and 2 Ghanaians, came into the country from Ivory Coast and were intercepted at the inland border at Babili by the Lora Immigration Task Force. They comprise of 21 men, 14 women, and 6 children. They were traveling on 2 Mercedes-Benz Sprinters when they were intercepted.
On interrogation, we realized they crossed the border from Côte d'Ivoire into Ghana, and they are traveling. They were trying to even beat our inland barrier at Babile by using another route that will link them straight to Jirapa and connect to Lora, and for them to go to the border and cross through unapproved routes. But the intelligence on the ground revealed the secrets to us, and quickly our men went in and brought them to the barrier. They were initially housed at a place given to us by the District Assembly for such purposes, because this is not the first time we intercepted people like this. So they were housed yesterday. They were screened initially, and then this morning we decided that they must go back to wherever they are coming from. And when they get to Sampa, wherever they came from, our men over there will make sure that they go back to wherever they were coming from.
The 2 male Ghanaians who were part of the 41 intercepted were thoroughly screened and taken to their native Eremon in the Lora municipality, but their stay will be under strict supervision. ACI Peter Nkrumah spoke of their resolve to flame out plans of illegal migrants to enter the country through unapproved routes.
We know the economic hardship within the sub-region, but this is an enemy we are all fighting, an enemy we can't see. The COVID-19 is a big enemy, it's a giant enemy, and we must all collaborate to make sure that we fight this enemy and defeat the enemy. So we, immigration officers on the ground, we are going to make sure we do everything possible to make sure that the directives of the president is carried to the letter. We are not going to accept anybody that comes through unapproved route into our country.
The Upper West commander of the Ghana Immigration Service, however, noted some challenges they are facing in their line of duty and urged border residents to see security as a shared responsibility.
During the dry season, you know, here is Savannah region, so every place becomes a road for anybody to use at any time. So during this period, we have a lot of unapproved routes. Our men are not too many. Logistics are not there. We don't have enough cars. For instance, this region, the regional offices have 1 pickup, Lora is having 1 pickup, and Hamile is having only 1 pickup. And you can imagine all these unapproved routes, over 20 unapproved routes, that are major ones that we even know. We are not able to cover all of them. So we cannot do the job alone. And for now, we cannot quickly go and recruit new officers and deploy. So we are appealing to the communities. They are there. They are seeing the people. So they anytime they see something, they should report to us. See something, say something.
Reporting for Joy News, Rafik Salam. Wow.
In business, traders at the Bantama and Racecourse markets in Kumasi are now taking the social distancing directive much more seriously. This follows a shift system introduced by city authorities to reduce congestion and the potential spread of the COVID-19 pandemic. Nana Sensumens have visited some markets to monitor social distancing compliance.
We are here at the Racecourse market. This is one of the busiest markets here in Kumasi. We've realized that most of the traders are adhering to the social distancing directives that the city authorities and the market authorities are ensuring them too. But what we are picking from the grounds is that most of the traders are not wearing protective gears. So we want to get closer to them and then speak to them and ask them why they are not wearing a protective gear to ensure that the foodstuffs they are selling to the consumers are wholesome for consumption. Mami Pacho, you're more about Joy News TV. You're from saying?
I'm Reina to Zakari.
You be so torn there, but only she knows mask, didn't you?
Yes, sir. Me call private na me, but me room is me turn me turn be in and cutting.
Who knows mask?
Yes.
Yeah, Shamai, why? Okay, nice. Mami, also you want to ocean nose mask? Ocean nose mask na kwan benefit to ball.
Ebebo me sebe ya from man oba. Ebetimi age papa no. Afei nsoso se me so me bibia enkwa abonten fa bibi boni bia emfama.
So she's also a trader here. She's improvising with her handkerchief to cover her nose to ensure that she doesn't sneeze or whatever she sells to the public is wholesome. Okay, let's get closer to some of the traders. Okay, let's speak to this lady. Mommy, I'll come about Joy News TV. Yeah, frozen.
Pacho me the anti dufi.
Anti dufi. You know we should nose mask, we should glasses. You didn't ya?
Now, to overcome challenges posed by the outbreak of COVID-19, some businesses have begun exploring other opportunities that could help them survive the economic turmoil posed by the pandemic. One such business is bulk SMS distributor Haptel. The chief executive of the company, Alex Bram, says the outbreak of COVID-19 has helped boost their e-commerce platforms where other businesses can also utilize to grow. There's more in this report.
Bulk SMS distributor Haptel has been in the telecommunication business for quite some time now. The company has now diversified into other sectors of the economy. It is now, among others, offering e-commerce platform where businesses can operate on. It also offers food delivery services where people can explore, especially during these times. According to the Chief Executive Officer of Haptel, Alex Bram, current business environment is responding positively to the new era driven by the coronavirus pandemic.
This period has really helped us on the web store or on the online retail business in terms of the awareness from business owners, in terms of the number of deliveries that we are processing, in terms of the order fulfillment and the first time users, in terms of deliveries for the existing businesses that we have been doing a lot more. The deliveries have picked up, awareness too has picked up. Business owners are now sort of waking up to this new world that we're all being confronted with, and it's forcing us to look at technologies and things that we could, and tools that we could use to sort of have a semblance of the world that we...
He added that the outbreak of the pandemic has come as a wake-up call for businesses to come up with new ideas that will cause a change in the business environment.
As humans, we're capable of, meeting changes, even more than we give ourselves the credit for.
Good afternoon, my name is Kadi and this is Showbiz right here on Joy News. Today now to our very first story. Over the weekend, American songwriter and producer Jack Knight confirmed to Joy Prime's Ibrahim Bembako that his collaboration with Sugar Daddy Kitty has been suspended due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Well, we'll have a talk with Kitty. Let's find out how he's coping with the current situation, the coronavirus pandemic, and you know how this whole collaboration is working out for him. Hello.
Wow.
Charlie, Ideo, how are you?
I'm good.
How are you coping during this whole lockdown thing?
Charlie, I day is like I'm observing social distancing.
Are you working during this time? Are you producing?
Charlie, I have like 2 albums ready right now.
Hey. Okay, so
I mean that's all.
Yeah, I know, right? I know. Okay, so with your collaboration with Teddy Riley, Jack Knight, and Blackstreet, we got to find out that you're on Blackstreet's new album, and then you guys have produced 2 songs together. How did the whole collaboration start? How did it come about?
It was like, I mean, it was like magic, to be honest. We're there, we just and we're like, they've really been watching us and looking at us, and they're really pressing onward. And they said that it's the first song we did it. The second one I wrote it, and like those, I didn't realize things were just people, things were very fast, and they were really impressed. And firstly, it's an honor for me. It's a big honor because if you know who Teddy Riley is, you know these guys are like.
Yeah.
So for them to like notice, like it's work, like it's a big thing.
Yeah. And we were speaking to him on Hits FM this morning, and you were supposed to be part of his tour, Taste of African tour, which has been suspended because of the COVID-19. And he revealed that he wanted you to perform, or when after the whole pandemic is over, he would want you to perform one of the songs that he produced for Michael Jackson. He would want you to perform that song. You already know about that, right? Do you know?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
But it's big pressure to perform. Because the fact that you are performing by the Jackson has more pressure. Because Michael Jackson doesn't, you know. But I like the challenge. I like the competition. And it's an honor, a big honor to perform any of the right productions, anything as Michael Jackson as well. So, I mean, I'm ready for whenever this pandemic decides to come out of back.
Okay. Thank you very much, Kitty, for honoring us, and we will speak to you later.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome, sweetheart.